Hello students, welcome back to the science class. Hope you all are having a great time. So we are again here to start another chapter, and today we are going to start the new chapter, that is separation of substances. So first of all, let me just give you a quick overview what actually we are going to study in this chapter, which is the separation of substances. So when we are studying about the separation of substances, the very first question that will come into our mind is why we are studying the separation of substances. What is the need for separation of substances from a mixture? So we are going to study what actually is the need of separation. Then we will study the different methods of separation, how we can separate the substances from a mixture. So we are having a lot of methods for the separation. We are having separation of solids from solids and solids from liquids, and in that category we are again having separation of insoluble solids from liquids and separation of soluble solids from the liquids. The insoluble solids are which are not completely mixed with the liquid, which are not soluble in the liquid, and soluble solids are which are completely dissolved in the liquid. So we are having firstly the separation of solids from other solids, and these include hand picking, threshing, winnowing and sieving. We'll discuss each and every method. Then we will have separation of insoluble solids from liquids. It will include the sedimentation, decantation and the filtration process. Moving further, we will have the separation of soluble solids from liquids, and it will include evaporation and the condensation process. So starting with the chapter, the first question that arises in our mind is what is the need for separation of substances? To answer this particular question, let us imagine a situation. So let's say your mom has prepared a veg pulao for you, which is having a lot of veggies in it. Well, this picture is not having a lot of veggies. Let me show you some another one which is having a lot of veggies in it. So here it is. Say your mom has prepared this veg pulao for you and you are to eat it. And it is a very general tendency of children that they do not like to eat the veggies. They are simply not interested in the veggies. So what they do? They simply keep the veggies aside and eat the rest of the portion. So if you are to eat this veg pulao and say you are not interested in the peas, you don't want to eat peas, so what will you do? You will simply pick the peas up and keep it aside, or you will simply throw the peas out of your plate and you will eat the rest of the portion. So you are doing what? You are simply separating the peas out of the veg pulao. So this is a kind of separation. You are removing the peas from the veg pulao. And why you are doing this separation? Because you don't want the peas to be there. You want to remove the peas because you don't desire them. So this is the need of separation. We do the separation to remove the undesirable substances from the mixture. Or it might be possible that we separate the substances so that we have a pure substance. So what are the needs of separation? The need for separation is to remove the undesirable substances or to remove the unwanted substances from the desired ones. Or second one is to obtain the pure substance. These are the two needs for separation. So let's study the different methods of separation. So in the separation of substances, the first category is separation of solids from other solids. Here we will separate solids from the solids, and the very first method here is hand picking, which is the simplest method, and from the name it is clear. Hand picking is what? Picking with hands. We will use hands for the separation of solids from the solids. When you are separating the peas out of the veg pulao, there you were doing what? You were simply picking the peas with your hands and separating it out from the veg pulao. That very process is also hand picking. Suppose you are given a basket of fruits containing mangoes, apples, and bananas. So, how will you separate these fruits? You will simply use your hands for the separation. You will separate the mangoes out of the fruit basket. You will separate the apples and bananas using your hands. So, you are doing what? You are simply picking the fruits up and separating it out and keeping aside in different groups. So, this is hand picking, picking by hand. Similarly, you might have seen your mother cleaning dal or rice before cooking. What she do there? She simply removes the undesirable substances like the stones or some black particles or some broken grains by her hand. So that is what? That is hand picking. So hand picking is the practice of separating the undesirable solid substances or the impurities from the useful solids by our hand. Now, since you are using your hands for the process of separation, when you are having a large amount of mixture that you have to separate, you can't use your hands for that very process. So, this method is used in situations when the quantity of the mixture is not very large. When you are having a small quantity of mixture, then you can do this method very easily. And then the undesirable substances, they should be present in small quantities. If the undesirable substances are in a large quantity than the desired ones, then you can't separate out the undesirable substances by your hand. That will be a very tedious method. You can't simply use your hands for this kind of separation when the undesirable substances are in large quantity. So what you want, that the quantity of the whole mixture should be low and the undesirable substances in that very mixture, that should also be present in small quantities. Then this method is used for the separation of the undesirable substances when they differ from the usual ones in shape, size or color. Because you are simply using your hands for this kind of separation, and you will separate the undesirable substance by your hand simply when you see it. Whenever you see the undesirable substance, that very time you will use your hand to pick it up and throw it out. So the undesirable substances, they should differ from the useful ones in shape, size or color. Only then you can use this method, which is hand picking. And then comes the second method, which is the method of threshing. And this kind of method is used by the farmers in the fields. So have you ever visited a wheat or a paddy field? Paddy is what? Paddy is rice. So have you ever visited a wheat or a rice field after the crop has been harvested? Or we can say after the crop has been cut from the field. When the crop are cut from the field, they are simply kept aside in bundles, and these bundles are having the grains as well as the stalks. The grains are attached to their stalks. Stalk is what? Stalk is actually the lower portion, the bottom portion of the crop, which is not having any grain attached to it. The grains are present only on the top of the crop. So the grains are to be separated from their stalks, and this kind of method is threshing. So the process of separating grains from the stalks is called threshing. And in threshing, what we do? We simply beat the stalks on some hard surface, so that when we are beating the stalks on some hard surface, say stone, which is hard, the grains simply separate out from the stalk, and we are left with the stalks in our hand and the grains are separated. So the threshing can be done in three ways. First is this, which I just explained, by beating the stalks on the ground or say on some hard surface like a big stone. Then the second is by allowing the animals like bullocks to trample the stalks. where the animals are made to walk over the stalks, and with their heavy feet, the grains are simply separated from the stalks. And then the third one, which is actually used in large fields where we are having a lot of crops. There we use machines for the separation of grains from the stalks. Otherwise, when we are having small fields, we simply use the first two methods. Then comes the third method, which is winnowing. Now, winnowing is what? Winnowing is a method that is used to separate the lighter components from a mixture of heavier ones with the help of wind or by blowing some air. And it is again used by the farmers to separate husk from the grains. In the previous method, that was threshing, we were separating the grains from the stalks. And stalk was what? Stalk was the bottom portion of the crop that is not having any grain attached to it. And in this method, which is winnowing, we are doing what? We are separating the husk from the grains. Now, what is this husk? It is the dry outer covering of the grains, which is lighter than the grains. The grain is having some outer covering which is lighter than the grain itself, and it is to be separated from the grains. Now, the grains obtained after the method of threshing contains husk. So, this husk should be removed from the grains. So, for that, this method, which is winnowing, it is performed by the farmers. So, winnowing is a method of separating husk from the grains with the help of wind. In this method of separation, the mixture of grains and husk, it is taken in a winnowing basket. You are seeing in front of you the lady who is carrying the winnowing basket over the head. So, the farmer or any person which is doing the process of winnowing, he simply stands on a raised platform and holds the winnowing basket either on his shoulder or over the head at some height. He then tilts the basket, allowing the mixture of grains and husk to fall down slowly, shaking the basket continuously. So, the lighter husk particles get carried away by the wind, whereas the heavier grains, they fall down vertically on the ground, forming a heap. And in this way, the husk is separated from the grains. And this husk is also a very useful component. It is not useful for our body, but it is used for animals as their fodder, as their food. The animals can take it as their food. It is mixed with their food and they simply eat it. Then comes the method of sieving. You might have visited some construction site where you have seen this kind of large sieve which is having metallic outer covering with a large mesh which is attached to it. And this kind of large sieve or the mesh, it is used to separate the heavier particles that are stones or the pebbles from the sand. Here the person is separating out the sand from the pebbles or the stones with the help of this sieve. Then you must have seen this kind of method which is sieving at your homes even. You might have seen your mother sieving the floor, which separates the bran or the impurities that are present in the floor. This is the method of sieving, which is used to separate the components of a mixture which are of different sizes. The fine components, which are small, they simply pass through the sieve, and the bigger components, they remain over the sieve. And in this kind of method, the fine particles are separated from the bigger particles. But this kind of method, it always involves a sieve or a mesh to perform this method. And the sieve which is used for this kind of method can be of different size. At homes, your mother is using the sieve which is having very fine pores in it. But at the construction site, the sieve is somewhat bigger in size, and in it the pores are also of bigger size. So the sieve differ according to the need, according to what is to be separated. Then you must have seen your mother sieving the tea for you. That sieve which is used to sieve the tea, that is having even more fine pores than what are present on the sieve which is used for sieving the floor. So depending upon what we have to separate, we use different kinds of sieve for the method of sieving. So these were the methods which are used for the separation of solids from other solids. Today we have studied firstly hand picking, then the threshing, then winnowing, and finally the sieving. In the hand picking, we were using our hands to separate the unwanted particles from the desired ones. Then in the process of threshing, we were separating grains from the stalk. Then in the process of winnowing, we were separating the light materials from grains with the help of wind. And finally, in the method of sieving, we use sieve for the method of sieving to separate the fine particles from the bigger particles. Okay, so this is all for today. In the next session, we will be studying the other methods of separation which are used to separate the solids from the liquids. So till then, take care, stay healthy, stay safe, and goodbye.